Good morning, everyone. How are you? It's Anna Walker with Anna Walker Designs and StabThingsIntoExistence.com. How are you? I am still in Iowa, enjoying the ins and outs and the noisy and the fun of being out in the country. It's good for the soul to get away from town. Although, I've got a nice backyard at my house, so I can get the feeling of being out in the country, but there's nothing like, looking out the window and seeing just open fields. Harvest is completing around here. Most of the corn has been harvested already, and now they're working on the soybeans and getting the fields ready. We have got a very blustery day today, which is why I'm inside. Especially since I'm going to take out some kits and talk about the classes that are coming up, because you don't have much time to sign up to be a part of those classes. First, I want to tell you what the classes are. Saturday, October 10th, from 10 a.m. to noon Central Time will be our needle felted earrings class. Now, for that class, we've got a kit. If you need it, you can certainly get the supplies on your own, or you may have the supplies already. But that class is going to be a fast and fun, easy introductory level class that anyone can do. So this is a perfect time, and the materials that you get as far as the fiber goes in the kit that I have available, you could easily make half a dozen pair or more of earrings. You just have to add your own earring findings. On October 11th, Sunday, October 11th, from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, again, Central Time, we're going to do dryer balls. Now, some of you may know of wool dryer balls. The whole premise of them is to save you drying time, to be easier on your clothing, and to avoid having chemicals from dryer sheets and fabric softeners, reduce static cling, and help your clothes feel soft. So the dryer balls are a combination of needle felting and wet felting. And in the kit, you've got plenty of wool in order to make easily 3 to 4 dryer balls, maybe more if you make them smaller. And you've even got the hosiery that you'll put them in before you throw them into your washing machine with a load of towels or sheets or jeans, something heavy, so that they'll have something to knock around and finish felting down in the washer, and then throw them in the dryer with that same load. And then you'll cut them out of the hose and you'll have a set of dryer balls that you can start using. Now, the dryer balls, if you're not into that kind of thing, they could be a juggling set that you decorate for someone that you know that loves to juggle. They could be easily converted into ornaments for the holiday season, and you'd have this beautiful creamy colored fiber that would be the perfect canvas for you to then, add some yarns or some bits of fiber or some colors that you've got in your own stash to needle felt a design on. So the dryer balls kit that I have available, as I said, has plenty of wool for, 3 to 4 dryer balls, maybe more. It's got needle felt needles, 2 of the needle felting needles, and it's got the hosiery, so you can do the wet felting as well. So you've got everything you need in that kit. But again, you can take the class and provide your own materials. And then on Saturday, October 24th, this is one that I'm going to open up the kit and I'm going to go into a little more detail with you. Probably turn the camera around so you can see a little better. But Saturday, October 24th, from 10 a.m. to noon, again, Central Time, we are going to work on needle felted coasters and a coaster set. Now, the whole idea of this is to be able to take a piece of felted wool, could be a sweater that went all the way through the laundry and shrunk down. It could be a piece of wool fabric that you've got at home that you purposefully throw in the washer and then in the dryer to get it to felt down and shrink down a little bit more. It could be an old sweater that you get at the thrift store that was felted and that you cut up. Any number of ways that you can start out this coaster project. But the kit that I'm providing for this, and again, the kit is extra. You don't have to have the kit. You can provide your own materials, but the kit is, I think, pretty cool. Now, all of my kits come with a whole packet of information on my business, on needle felting, on wet felting, basic instructions, and gives you an idea of some of the other classes that I teach or can teach if you would like to take them. But I'm going to turn the camera around and show you all of the things that come in this needle felted coasters kit, because this would be a perfect project for you to do with your kids to help make maybe gifts for grandma and granddad, or a gift for a teacher, or something that's useful for someone that you're really not sure what to do, and give you an opportunity to create something unique and one of a kind. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Oh, it's not going to let me turn it while I'm recording. Okay, I just got a message, so I'll just have to lift these up. So in the kit, you've got your needle felting foam base. This just protects your lap or your table from the needles coming down. You've got 2 different needles. The green needle is a size 38, and that's what we start with. Green means go. The red needle is a size 40. It's a slightly smaller needle, a slightly finer needle, and that's what we usually finish our project with. So you've got the 2 needles that will take care of everything that you need. They can be used pretty interchangeably, in my opinion. Other folks may disagree, but in my opinion, they pretty much work as well as the other one does. Then you'll get 4 felted wool, and this is special wool. I ordered some remnants from the Pendleton Wool Company. And if you know anything about Pendleton coats or Pendleton blankets, you know that this is good wool. So I've got some wool blanks, 4 of them, from the Pendleton Wool Company, and these are perfect to use as a base for needle felting. They've got a nice little profile, so they're thick without being super thick. You could easily, if you wanted to, after you needle felted, you could glue on the back a piece of rubber shelf liner, or even the rubber that you put on a rug at the bottom to keep it from slipping, and that would help your coaster not slip around on the table. So you have this set of 4, and they're in a nice generic, neutral color. You can certainly, as you're designing, cover the entire thing with your needle felting, or you can use this nice taupe beige as your background, and you can just build your design on top of that and let this show. That is an artistic choice, and that choice is totally up to you. So that's what we start with. Then you're going to get a length of undyed wool. Now, this is my all-purpose wool that I get from R.H. Lindsay Wool Company out east, and this works for sculptures. It works for needle-felted paintings, works for doing things like decorating a coaster set, but this gives you a nice base white. It's off-white, but there aren't any pure white wools out there, but this is a perfect base. And then we have the fun stuff. And this is the fun stuff. Now, you can get this by itself on my website. It's called Bits and Stuff. And what it is a random selection of fibers that are in my own fiber bar. If you've ever taken a live in-person class from me, you know that in addition to your kits, you usually have a table where I have just splayed out all kinds of odd bits and stuff from my own stash. This is from my own stash. So each one of these is going to be different, but it gives you some wonderful colors, textures, and styles. And I'm going to open this one up so that you can see what's included in this. I mean, each of these is going to be different because they are just random assortments from my fiber bar, but I'm going to pull these out and I'll show you a little bit of what you might find in that. Now, the Needle Felted Coaster Kit includes this bag of bits and stuff. Now, you'll have bits of roving. You might have some pencil roving. It looks like yarn, but it's not, because it's not been spun and it's not been plied, so you can pull it apart. Pencil roving works beautifully for outlining something. So you might have some pencil roving in there. You might have a piece of a bat in there. You might have some mohair roving in there. You might have some little bits of pre-felt, and these are pieces of partially felted wool. You can see that they're not completely felted because they pull apart and they can stretch out and they can change shapes. But these pieces make it possible for you to cut out shapes. So you might find some pre-felt in there. And I can almost guarantee that every bag of bits and stuff is going to have at least 1 or 2 pieces of pre-felt in there. You might find a little bit of silk in there, or you might find some wool neps in there. Now, wool neps are beautiful to work with, but make sure if you get some wool neps in yours that you put a light coating of roving or fiber over them before you felt them in, because they can kind of get skewered on your felting needle. But this gives you an idea of some of the colors and textures. You might have some little pieces like this in there that you can use. You might have, how did a piece of paper get in there? All right, that's out. But all kinds of stuff that you'll find in the bits and stuff that come along with your coaster kit. And this is the perfect class and the perfect kit for you to play. I would love to have all of you come join me in class. Again, we've got earrings on Saturday, October 10th. We've got dryer balls on Sunday, October 11th. And we've got the coasters on Saturday, October 24th. And I truly hope to see you in class. You do, as part of the class, get a copy of the recording of the class. So you'll have that to refer back to later after the class is over, in case you have to leave early, or if you've got a question, you can't remember how we did something in particular, you'll have access to that recording so you can refer back to it whenever you need to after the class. So please come join me on one of the October classes. I'm looking forward to seeing your happy faces and seeing the excitement on your faces when we're done with the class and you've actually finished a project that you had no idea you'd be able to work on. Felting is such a forgiving and such an easy, it's an easy art form to jump into, and needle felting is the best way to do that. And these 3 classes, perfect for giving you some felting experience and some introduction to felting, and you actually have a project at the end of it. 2 hours time. Give it a try. I'd love to see you in class. And I love to see your questions. What kinds of things would you like to make in future classes? I always love to hear, oh, gee, I would like to do that. I would like to try this. Some of the classes that I've done in the past month have been exactly that. They've been things that someone suggested, could we do this class? Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's try it. Let's have some fun. It is definitely so important to find ways to be creative. And the irony is not lost on me. And I talk about this all the time. The irony is not lost on me that when I discovered felting 12 years ago, my youngest 2 boys were in high school. They were in their adolescent years. And if any moms of adolescents, any dads of adolescents know, it is a very stressful time. And I'm here to tell you that needle felting, especially when you can stab something into existence, you can work out an awful lot of frustration. And I know we've all got those frustrations right now between COVID and politics and trying to be safe and trying to do the smart thing. We all need a little bit of stabbing therapy, as I call it. So I hope you'll join me for class. I'd love to see you. If you want more information about anything else felting, please go to stabthingsintoexistence.com. Take a look. Anyone who hasn't signed up for my emails, and I only send usually 1 a week, but if you haven't signed up for those emails, there's a special little something that you're going to get access to as a freebie. And I'm not going to say anything more. Just head over to the website and you'll find out. But it's a nice little freebie, and I hope that you enjoy these classes, and maybe you decide to enjoy the freebie as well. Little bit of a hint there, maybe not. Anyway, it's been good talking to you this morning, and I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, Mama and I have a traveling day, and I will be here on Friday morning, and then I'll be back to our regular schedule next week from the home studio. So it's good to see you all. Thanks for being here this morning, and I look forward to doing some stabby therapy with all of you soon. Bye-bye.